welcome back to another video, back to our regular scheduled programming. Last week was a little bit weird. What if Kaguya won? Now, in this scenario, we know that Naruto and Sasuke do still end up fighting Kaguya, and Kaguya is severely, emotionally nerfed in the fight, as she sees her fighting them like she was fighting her own kids, Hagoromo and Hamada, which, Kaguya is the strongest thing in Naruto. She ate the chakra tree, right? She's able to travel across multiple dimensions and use whatever she wants and has infinite chakra. Technically, no one should be able to beat her. But with Obito shenanigans, Kakashi shenanigans, and somehow Sakura, right, was able to gang up all together now and beat Kaguya. But for real, Kaguya is for sure strong. Now, as strong as Baryon Mode Naruto, I'm not really sure, but could she handle Ishiki in a fight? For sure. But since during the war, Baryon Mode probably was an idea in Naruto's mind, or Kishimoto's mind, let's just say in a theoretical universe, she wins. She absolutely thrashes Naruto and Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, within whatever she needs to be, whatever she needs to do, especially with Obito, especially with anything, right? She just completely thrashes them as she was supposed to, right? She was supposed to give them Sukuna treatment, but even Sukuna lost. So let's be for real. I'm a little bit salty about that, but that's a different video. So we know that Kaguya was making all these white zetsus for eventually the Otsutsuki was going to come after her because she departed from Ishiki, her partner, as she was going to be the sacrifice for Ishiki. She said nah. Fair enough. She also didn't want to be a pawn in whatever goes on with the Otsutsuki clan. As we know, the Otsutsuki clan does have hierarchies and oligarchies. As we know, Momoshiki was a princess, Kenshiki was a royal guard for the princess, and whatever Ishiki was, he was rather a scout along with Kaguya, one of the lower class, scouting and just harvesting different planets for their nutrients, for their chakra, to make more chakra fruit and gain more stronger, and eventually be a sacrifice for each partners, right? That is what we're assuming, as we probably won't dig deeper into the Otsutsuki clan as much as I want to. The Otsutsuki clan, because I don't know if Kishimoto will ever have plans to just dig deeper into them, especially on this side of the story, focusing more on Baruto and Kawaki's relationship and how that's going to be repaired, as well as Baruto fighting all those god tree people, right? Now, as we know, Kaguya, insanely powerful. Also, we know that Kaguya also had this split most of her chakra, giving birth to her 2 children. Now, as we know, she is the 10 Tails herself. 10 Tails herself. But in this universe, with all these white zetsus and Momoshiki, Kenshiki, and eventually Ishiki is going to pop his head somewhere in this timeline, as Baruto and Naruto don't exist. They're all white zetsus now. They're very powerful white zetsus, but they're all white zetsus now. The only one that can realistically stop her is Hagoromo and Hamada. But of course, Hagoromo, long past, Hamada chilling on the moon, and his clan really don't want no part of all of this. So, but within all this, right, she would be able to beat Momoshiki and Kenshiki during this fight, as she would have the advantage of her abilities being unknown to them. They're going to think that Kaguya is able to just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but no, she's able to transport dimensions. She's gonna put you in the ice tundra, separate him, separate her, and just disrespect y'all for real. While also on the disrespectful moment is when Ishiki pops up. As we know, Ishiki needed a vessel. In this timeline, right, Kawaki doesn't exist. Now, does he still get the vessel of Jigen to stay alive? I'll say sure. Right, I'll say sure. At least in this timeline. And he was the only one knowing about the infinite Tsukiyomi and was able to just hide away from everyone. Right, and then eventually have to fight Kaguya. He gets Jigen, right? Because he won't have Kawaki at all. Because he don't know how long he had Kawaki. But he just won't have Kawaki code. None of that will exist. But if Jigen would to go up against Kaguya, this is a weakened Ishiki, as Ishiki has to be pushed to his limit to break out of the Jigen vessel, would lose terribly. Now we can't go into the God tree peoples and all that, because that gets tricky. Because aren't they just advanced white Zetsus at that point? Because white Zetsus are a byproduct of a god tree and byproduct of infinite Tsukiyomi. But god trees became people, so it's very weird. As we know, there was another Ten Tails out and about. So if there's another Ten Tails, there's another possibility for another white Zetsu with god trees to come out and maybe be on par with Kaguya. That is the only thing that can defeat Kaguya. Maybe it's those god tree people, because they may be on the same level as her. But Kaguya just has the jutsu, the raw power, and the infinite chakra to just say, go away. Teleport. Also, she has the possibility of putting herself into a bomb. So if she loses, they all lose. I don't know if she's able to blow herself up and put herself back together. As crazy as it is, she has insane regeneration. Also, I would like to point out, Kaguya isn't dead. Not at all. She can come back if they were to unseal her for any convenience to plot. She's not dead. She is very much alive. You can't kill Kaguya is in essence immortal. No one can kill her. Right? And if she was killed, it would be interesting because she wouldn't need a karma. She doesn't need a karma because she's immortal because of the fruit of the god tree. Basically, which is why Ishiki and the Karma wanted, Ishiki wanted Kuwaki and Baruto so bad. They were going to be sacrifices, get fruits, all powerful. That's what's up. Kaguya is immortal, so they can't defeat. They could try to tire her out, but she won't get tired out. The only way you're going to beat her is if you remind her of her children, and sexy jutsu, of course. But that's a different thing. But yeah, she would just instantly rule the world, deal with the Kenshiki, Momoshiki, and Jigen fights, and Ubuyashiki if you really want to throw them in, quite easily, especially if she knows the domain, those things, and is able to separate them pretty easily. Of course, no diff, right? Not I say mid diff, no diff, mid diff. I ain't gonna lie. So like and subscribe. Everyone else would be dead. They would either be white Zetsus. Kaguya still did have a heart. She didn't want everyone to die, so I'm pretty sure she would have let some people remain on Earth, as she wanted a family. She wanted her family to live with her. So of course she was going to start that whole cycle again. So maybe the Kaguya clan, right, eventually ends up sealing Kaguya again, as it did in the original timeline. But I think Kaguya would take precautions to know that her own clan and her own children wouldn't do that, of course, because she wanted people to live, but she also knew she needed some people to die. Of course, she had a mind. She wasn't just a mindless villain, which I really like, and hopefully we dig more deeper into Kaguya. But no, he picks Itachi. Anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.